A couple more stories this week. First up, this is a big one. This one matters.
Yeah.
Xbox One developers given more power to work with, according to a leaked XDK software development kit. Basically, it states that the documents reportedly reveal that since October, which was the last XDK rev, there's probably been more since then, but Microsoft opened up access to another 50 to 80% of a 7th processing core of the console's 8 total processing cores to developers. The 7th is one of the 2 cores previously reserved for background system operations, which is similar to how the PS4 works as well. So
are they opening like one a year? Or what's going on?
But basically, the cost of this is that you'll need to forego using custom game-specific voice commands. So let's say if you were playing with like one of Destin's favorite games, Rainbow Six 3, on the original Xbox, where you'd be like, go, go, go! You would theoretically...
For that, though.
Right, but...
in Mass Effect 3,
you still need
say
processing
grenade
power
and people
for
would
it.
throw grenades.
Right. That's a more Destin with the more current example than my 12-year-old horrible example, Rainbow Six 3. Like how I'm old. But so game-specific voice commands and infrared and depth functionality of the Kinect. So basically, the camera of Kinect 2 would have to be sacrificed.
The thing they sold.
But I mean, we see Halo 5 seems to have making zero use of Kinect, just as Halo 4 made zero use of Kinect.
There must have been a study. Nobody.
Sunset Overdrive, another, does really nothing with the Kinect. It auto records clips annoyingly.
Oh,
basically
that's
every
so
game,
frustrating.
every game that I've played on Xbox One that automatically records cool things is just annoying. Peggle was like the first one. I was reviewing that game.
Killer Instinct Classic.
Killer Instinct does.
Every time you finish a match, it says game clip recorded.
No, dude.
Yeah,
Get that video off my machine.
No,
Peggle-
I just did that 20 times.
Peggle 2, as great a game as it is, would record shots that actually weren't good. Like, game clip recorded. Like, nope, gotta go delete that now.
Super frustrating.
But,
I remember playing through Sunset Overdrive and being like, I want to disable the game DVR entirely. Just
and then
because it's so aggravating.
The only thing Forza Horizon 2 does is you can voice navigate some GPS stuff, which is actually useful. But I mean, most of the major first-party, major Xbox One exclusives, Titanfall, aren't doing anything with Kinect anyway. So, I mean, what I see here, tell me what you guys think, is Microsoft just continuing to make the Xbox One more and more like the 360 in terms of just walking it back and back and back to a pure core games machine and less. They're walking further away from that sort of all-in-one TV entertainment set, vision that they initially laid out.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying that's good or bad. That's my observation of the situation.
I think that's the influence of Phil. Yeah. Xbox One is pitched and conceived as the all-in-one entertainment system.
Right.
And then Phil comes aboard and goes, no, it's games.
Cynically, you could also say, well, the PS4, which has cut out pretty much all of those entertainment-y functions, has 18.5 million sold, and it has a huge lead. And I guess we'd better try to get back to games and make up some lost ground. So I think there's maybe a little truth to either one there. But either way, I mean, it means in the end we're gonna get better games. We're gonna get whether it's frame rates, resolutions, particle effects or visual effects. There's a little more juice to work with there. It's just like bringing a little extra aspiration out of your twin turbo V8 car.
I'm glad it's happening. I hope that they need to keep basic Kinect functionality, like the camera needs to be there and the mic needs to work. But besides that, I can see them moving further away from anybody using the Kinect.
It remains to be seen how much this will actually afford developers, in terms of measurable quality sort of benchmarks. But what I really like is, or what I really applaud Microsoft for doing is recognizing that that's something that needed to be done.
Yeah.
Or, continuing to want to iterate on the hardware that they've developed. Make it better, make it more accessible for developers. That's awesome. They could have just been nope, you deal with what's there. But their willingness to want to work with developers to get them the best tools that they need for the job, that's admirable.
You guys will all probably roll your eyes, but as a car guy, what this made me think of for some reason is it reminded me that Forza Motorsport 5 launch title, gorgeous game, fantastic game, 1080p 60 interior, cockpit stuff, gorgeous tracks, gorgeous cars, was basically made with rubber bands and duct tape of alpha kits and in progress hardware. Inevitably, Forza Motorsport 6 is going to be announced this year because they're on the every 2 years cycle with Horizon Motorsport. Think that Motorsport 6 now will be not only have the benefit of building off of the tech improvements that Playground made for Horizon 2 because they share the same base engine, but man, they're going to have, think of how much more power that they have access to now that for Motorsport 6 that they didn't have for Motorsport 5. Now that they've opened up all these extra CPU and GPU reserves, Forza Motorsport 6 is going to be sick.
Yeah.
At least in the graphics department.
I will look at that game.
Yeah. It's just, you don't have to race, just drive,
Just
Mitch.
look at stuff.
Just got to drive.
Just bust up some cars and whatever, man.
What?
That's how I play Forza.
Mitch Dyer, whatever,
I bust
man.
up some cars and whatever, man.
That's, then Forza Horizon's the game for you.
That's really true, actually.